All right, Dr. Ryan here from Rev Health and Wellness, talking about our best warm-up before we start to lift at the gym. So we have an upper body warm-up and a lower body warm-up. Today we're going to talk about how just a quick upper body warm-up can set yourself up to have a great lift. So we're going to break it down into 4 different phases. Each phase is going to take 1 to 2 minutes. So we should be looking at 5, maybe 10 minutes maximum for a warm-up. I don't want to spend much more than that because we all know lifting is where we get our most work accomplished. The 4 phases that we're going to do in sequential order in order to maximize the benefits. Targeted soft tissue work, positional mobility, corrective exercise, pattern activation. So for demonstration purposes, we're going to go through a quick one. Joe's going to be our demonstrator. He's lifting arms today. So the first thing he's going to do is do some targeted soft tissue work. When it comes to the upper body, the tissues I see that are most tight are people's upper traps, people's pecs, and most commonly people's lats. Joe's going to go with a lat soft tissue work. We can use a ball, we can use a foam roller, pick any one, and I'll start a quick timer. He's going to spend 1 to 2 minutes finding the trigger points that are most tight in his lat. So he's not just rolling all the way up and down the muscle and not getting anything accomplished. We're targeting, finding the tight spots, and just holding it right there. So once he finds a tight spot, he's going to hold it there for 2 to 3 seconds, and then oscillate in and out. He needs to find where he's tightest. He can do one muscle on one side or both sides depending on what we're feeling that day. So Joe's gonna switch. Let's switch to the other lat after about a minute. Perfect, finding exactly where our muscle's tight. Foam roller, lacrosse ball, whatever we have access to at the gym. We'll pretend Joe's done this for a minute. He jumps right up. We're going straight to some positional mobility. So when it comes to lifting upper body, we need to usually press up overhead and press back for bench pressing. A lot of people get tight through their pecs. So positional mobility Joe's going to show us is a pec mobilization. Rather than just sitting there and holding this for 30 seconds, he's going to oscillate in and out. So a good 1 second hold, he's going to do about 20 of them. And then the last one he's going to hold for 10 seconds. If we're having some mobility restrictions, this is a perfect time to try to gain a little bit more end range mobility in whatever we're limited in. So if this was his gym warm up, he's going to switch sides. Let's show you left side as well, Joe. Depending on the person, we can do 1 or we can do more mobility drills depending on what they need. The other one I find that helps people the most is a quick overhead mobility. So Joe's going to do a quick demonstration. Just hand on the wall, 20 dips through, get his arms up overhead, and then he's going to hold it for about 10 seconds on that 20th repetition. So we should spend about a minute or 2 on either one or both of these, depending on how we're moving that day. Thirdly, we're going to go to corrective exercise. So with the upper body, the muscles I see that we never use are those small little rotator cuff muscles in the shoulder. So in order to get those fired up, Joe is going to go a little loop band against his wrists. We can use a cable column machine. We can use a band against the wall. All of those work great. Joe's going to start to rotate out. The keys here is we need to start very light. The reason is if we go really heavy, our bicep muscle or our posterior delt takes over. So even less of a grip there, and then just slowly rotate out. The other compensation I see is our elbows start to flare out to the side. So go ahead and flare out, Joe. Those are working more of our deltoid muscle, which is fine, but in order to do the corrective the right way, we want to work those rotators. I want us to feel it right on the back side of the shoulder. If we don't feel it there, we're probably not doing it right, and we need just a little bit more help. Three rounds. If you do 15 repetitions, your shoulders will be gassed. It'll probably take you a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and you'll be totally tired. Now that we're 5-6 minutes in, it's time to really get our positions moving with our pattern activation. So if it's bench press day, Joe's going to grab a cable column, a band, a dumbbell, whatever he has, and just slowly work whatever motion he's working. Rep scheme's going to be low, 3 to 5 repetitions, around 3 to 5 sets. So not a huge number. He's going to give it 5, and then he's going to switch and do the other arm. This is the last phase of our targeted warm-up. This can look like whatever your movement is that day. So it can be overhead press, it can be lat pull downs with a 2-arm row, it can be pressing, whatever is the main lift that you're doing that day. We want to get that pattern moving before we add a whole bunch of heavy weight to it. After all of that said and done, we went through all 4 phases in 5, maybe 10 minutes. If you're still not feeling ready to go, then you can do your 5 minutes on the cardio machine, try some plyometrics, try some things to get the heart rate up. Otherwise, this will set you up to have a great lift. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.